The priority of this new European Commission is jobs and growth. That's why President Juncker's first act as Commission President was to launch the €315 billion investment plan to help kickstart investment. My challenge is how to unlock investment in Europe's companies and infrastructure for the long term. For this, we need to build a true single market for capital, a capital markets union for all 28 member states. A single market for capital will help money flow through the EU to where it can be most productive. It will help unlock the capital around Europe that is currently frozen and put it to work in support of Europe's businesses, particularly its SMEs. In Europe, most business funding traditionally comes from the banks, with relatively little from the capital markets. Elsewhere, the balance is the other way round. So stronger capital markets would complement banks as a source of financing. That, in turn, would make the financial system more stable by opening up a wider range of funding sources. In essence, our task is to find ways of linking investors and savers with growth. We need to identify and then remove the barriers which stand between investors' money and investment opportunities. And we need to identify and remove the obstacles which prevent businesses from reaching investors. We also need to make our system for channeling those funds, the investment chain, as efficient as possible, both nationally and across borders. Why is this worth doing? Well, let me give you some examples. Medium-sized companies, the engines of growth in many countries, receive 5 times as much funding from capital markets in the United States as they do in the EU. Or take venture capital markets. If ours were as deep as in the US, as much as €90 billion of funds would have been available to finance companies between 2008 and 2013. Today, we're launching our public consultation on the Capital Markets Union. The feedback we receive will help us to draw up an action plan to build a single market for capital from the bottom up. We will identify barriers to growth and knock them down, one by one. We want to create a sense of momentum and help to spark a growing sense of confidence in investing in Europe's future. Creating a single capital market won't happen overnight. I am ambitious in my vision of what I want to create, but I'm also realistic. Some pressing measures will be taken as soon as possible. Others will come further down the road. The free flow of capital was one of the fundamental principles on which the EU was built. More than 50 years on from the Treaty of Rome, let us seize this opportunity to turn that vision into reality.